Hey guys, it's Lisa from twocreateawebsite.com, and today I want to talk about my failures. Yes, I'm always making videos talking about my record AdSense earnings, talking about, quitting my job, being able to work at home full time, all this success, but you never hear much about my failures. And most people will tell you in order to have success, you have to fail, even if it's just a little. And believe it or not, I have had more failed sites than successful sites. You guys probably didn't even know that. And so in this video, what I'm going to do is just kind of go over a few of the sites I created and talk about the lessons that I learned, and they will hopefully help you out. The first site that I created was probably about 10, 11 years ago. It was very similar to create a website, except it did not have the how to build a website piece. It was just the marketing, and it was just the making money piece. The problem with that site, though, 10, 11 years ago, was that I was not making any money. I was making some money, but not a lot. And so my content was very stale. It was uninspiring. You could tell that my content had just kind of been paraphrased from what was already out there on the net. So I never could get above like the 50 to 100 visitor a day mark, and the site never really made a lot of money. I was promoting products that I wasn't really using, and so building up credibility was hard. I was anonymous. I didn't have my picture up on the site. I didn't have my name up on the site. So I was just this anonymous site trying to peddle products with uninspiring information. Big lesson. Never create a site on how to make money, how to build traffic, how to market a website if you haven't succeeded yourself, because pretty much you come across as an anonymous hypocrite. Nobody can see your face. They don't know what you've done. They don't know where you're getting these tips from. Do they work for you? Are you making money? So I had this vague site with no face, trying to tell people, oh, this is how you market a website, when I was still learning how to market my own site. So big lesson there. Another site that I created was a site on a soap opera I used to watch. I don't watch the soap opera anymore, but in 2000, I created this site. I wouldn't call it a failure because it did eventually get a couple hundred visitors a day. But the problem with it was an entertainment site. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but especially back in 2002, entertainment sites were and still are hard to monetize. They're really difficult to make money from, because when people go to an entertainment site to laugh, it was a humorous website. It was a site kind of making fun of the show. And when people go to sites like that, they are not really in a shopping mood. So they're not in a buying mode. So trying to get them to buy things is somewhat difficult. Also, there's the issue with copyrighted images. Now, at the time, AdSense was not around, so I was not able to, make any kind of money with AdSense, and there weren't a lot of affiliate programs at that time that would work well with that site. But the problem, though, is you've got copyrighted images on a website that you don't have permission to use, and I know people do it today. They still do it. They don't get in trouble for it, and they probably will never get in trouble for it. But you have to remember, if some photographer happens to see an image that he created or he took a picture of and you're using it on your site and he doesn't like it and he decides to pursue you just never know what can happen. And that was the problem with that site, is I had these pictures up from the show that I got from other sites. I didn't really have permission to use those pictures. Never got in trouble for it, but looking back on that now, I think, wow, that was probably not the best decision. You always want to have permission to use the photos, videos, whatever you use on your site. So that was a big mistake with that website. I eventually closed it 2 years later because I just stopped watching the show, and I was kind of run out of things to say about it. Obviously, if you're not watching the show, what are you going to write about? So the traffic kind of dwindled, my interest kind of died in the show, so I eventually just closed the site up. So definite lesson there. Entertainment sites, make sure you definitely have a strategy for how you're going to make money from it, because people don't typically go to entertainment sites to shop, to buy things. So unless the products are closely related to your topic, it may be a little bit more difficult to make money from that type of website. And also make sure you have clearance to use the photos, the videos, whatever. Another site that I created and failed. It was a forum. It was a reality TV show forum that I started back in, I think, 2000, 2001. and it failed miserably. And that was my lesson in you never build an interactive website without having an existing traffic base. So many people, they have, oh, I want to build a forum, or oh, I want to build a social networking website. When your site is dependent upon user interactivity, you always have to have a large amount of traffic to funnel into the site to get it active, because it's very difficult to get a forum active. It's very difficult to get people to join your social networking site. So if you have very little traffic, it's going to be a challenge. And that is why when I created my most recent forum, which is a success, websitebabble.com, I used my traffic from to create a website to funnel traffic to that forum. I waited until that site had about 2,000 visitors a day, and then I launched my forum. Then I linked my forum to my website. So that was a big lesson. Don't ever create, unless you have a whole lot of money to throw into advertising, never create an interactive site or a site that is dependent upon user interaction until you either know how to build traffic to a website or you have an existing traffic base to market to. So that's all. I don't want to make this too long. As you guys know, I have a tendency to blah, 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 blah. So I just wanted to talk about my failures, because I think a lot of people assume that I just built a site one day, quit my job the next, and here I am. Just no, it was a long road. It took me 6 years to make to match for 1 year my 9-to-5 salary, and then I waited another 2 years to make sure I was comfortable with the amount of money I was making. I wanted to quadruple my salary before I quit my job, because I wanted to have the security. I didn't want to just quit my job when I was just making enough. I wanted to have a nice comfort zone. So I've spent all these years trying different things, failing, succeeding, but I'm really happy that I did, because it brought me to this point today. So don't be afraid to fail. So many of you guys want me to give you a topic because you're so scared you're going to fail. Sometimes you have to fail in order to learn, and I cannot protect you. I can't tell you what site is best for you. Only you know that, and only you know how well you'll be able to do based on how well you learn to market, based on how interested you are in the site, based on how much time you plan to devote to this. But you cannot be afraid to fail. Failure can be your biggest asset in any given business. It really can, and it has been for me. I'm grateful for the failures because it brought me to where I am today. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.